Alright, YouTube. Welcome back to another video. I'm your host, K Dub. Welcome back to K Palace. And I'm gonna be honest with y'all, bro. I'm not feeling good at all. I'm just not in the mood, bro. I've had a very bad day. I'm just not. That's why it's dark in here right now. I don't even feel like recording, bro. Like that, I don't feel like doing this shit. I don't feel like doing this shit. Just having like hearing motherfuckers going back and forth, motherfuckers deal with motherfuckers all day. I'm just not in the best mood. So these videos I might be a little quiet, but man, I ain't gonna lie, man, bro. Me being in the dark is not on purpose, bro. You know what I'm saying? It's just something I just don't feel like. I don't really feel like being seen right now. So I'm just like in my own head and shit. So yeah. I know usually I'm in like a positive mood, bright energy, but man, I'm just dealing with people right now. I just don't have time for it, bro. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man. I don't know what to do, bro. I don't know what to do, bro. Dead ass, bro. So, Aces versus the Fever. The Aces won yesterday. Ace had 29 points. She bounced back yesterday. The Fever didn't play good. They got blown out. Kelsey Mitchell didn't have a good game. Kind of like how I didn't have. I ended up not having a good second half of the day. So yeah, man. Let's just get into the video, man. I ain't gonna keep wasting our time chatting. Let's get into the video.
To see the Las Vegas Aces attacking the basket more offensively, and this is a great start consistently. She did not on Sunday.
This is the playoffs. So best of three. So the series is 1-1 now.
No look. Chelsea to Asia for the flashy bucket. Jewel in for Kirsten Bell. Mitchell so quick in the bounce pass, but Howard got rejected for Indiana after taking a break. Another one that won't go down for the Fever. Young, great catch, terrific finish. Off balance, taking the contact. Shot 42% from distance during the regular season. Evans, that leaves Wilson wide open at the free throw line.
It's one of those players that was signed late for the Fever. They needed more time.
Asia tries to out-quick her. And then Howard is blocked by Wilson. Shot clock violation. Gray. Inside, Melissa Smith. Yet again. Gray. Inside, Melissa Smith. Yet again. Evans working on the baseline and hits.
That's a tough shot.
2 games for Vegas this year. So a lot of contact on the perimeter. Count it for Chelsea Gray. Another no look. Chelsea Gray into Melissa Smith, who continues on her career night.
Alright, y'all. So that was that. I was falling asleep during that job. Alright, so the next one that we got is the Mercury and Lynx. This game went to overtime. It was a good game. The Mercury beat them 89-84, something like that, I think. Let's get into the video real quick. Like I said, I'm not really in the best mood, but we're gonna keep it. But we gonna keep going though.
20. The Mercury are 21-9 this year. As Mack floats it in off the nice delivery from Nicole McConney. Bullying into Collier. Collier holds her ground. Another offensive rebound from Mack. 2 on the shot clock. Copper connects. just as the shot clock was about to expire. And because of it, I am always fearful of winner-take-all games, and I want to avoid them at all costs. As Sabali buries another three, her second of the quarter.
4 and long, and this is where she is the most comfortable when she steps.
And Westbeld ends up with it. There's Thomas going the other way. Sabali wrapping to the rim for the finish. You know what? She can play pick and roll like that. She could be the perfect partner for Nafisa Collier. Had this vision for her as a point guard. And Courtney Williams was flattered. Williams hoist. Can't hit. Carlton got a hand on it. And Collier trying to fix her shoe as Copper lays it in. Well, the only team that didn't, the 2016 Lynx, it came about as close as it gets. A Game 5 loss to the Sparks. Here's Wickham turning and hitting.
Courtney Williams, and she just ended up making a bucket out of it anyway.
Mack, tough finish over Collier and Smith. 12 points, 5 assists, 4 rebounds for Williams. Nicole McConney banks that one in. I hope your play-by-play gets a little quicker with his analogies. Wickham finds Thomas center of the lane to lay it in. Into a Game 5 in 2019, a Game 4 in 2022. She said it stuck in her craw for a while, but she said now she kind of has accepted when it's your time, and believes it will come. It's about me desiring to win a championship. And Phoenix on a run here as Thomas able to gobble that up. A 7-0 run and counting. Westbeld, a big one, is good.
A 10-point game, Alyssa Thomas just coming after the 50-50 ball, going the other way. Know that Kat Westbeld has just scored, delivers it to her again. Westbeld draining the three, not an easy pass to make to the corner, and the Phoenix Mercury on a little bit of a run here.
Copper into the paint, kicks it out. Westbeld, a deep one is good. Kat Westbeld, a couple of big threes and big plays off the bench. Game 2 coming up next on ESPN. Here's Thomas, gets denied by Kolandakova. Gets it back, Sabali hits the three. Can't hit a deep three, and Thomas the rebound. Gets it ahead beautifully to Bonner, who lays it in. First points of the series for DeWanna Bonner.
Is able to corral the defensive board, head is up, and just baseball passes it perfectly to Bonner for the easy 2.
Gives it up. McBride lost the footing and the ball. Wickham with numbers. Thomas shovels back. Sabali plays it in, plus the foul.
Scrambling here, Wickham able to come up with the basketball, astutely gets it to Thomas, and then she hits her 6'4" trail player Sabali going in, finishing with the contact.
13 assists for Alyssa Thomas. Sabali. Williams pirouettes, and Bonner on the steal. Bonner all the way in. It's a 1-point game. Bonner gives it up. Thomas floats it up and in. It's a 1-point game. Wickham gets it off. No, Thomas keeps it alive. 8 seconds left. Wickham, another look to tie. You bet! Sammy Wickham has tied it at 79.
The whole play, you see Sammy Wickham escape, dribble right, gets a good look up, AT passes it out. The trap by Minnesota, then you get him in rotation, the escape dribble left this time by Wickham, and she gets it to fall.
Rebecca, I am stunned. Wickham driving, kicking, Copper connects. It's a 6-point Phoenix lead. Timeout, Minnesota.
Hands a lot, being asked to make decisions. She goes inside, touch of the paint, makes the tough pass out to Copper. Carlton right there to contest it, but Copper drains it anyway.
Because Satu and Alyssa, was there a point in that second half where you guys felt like we've got control of this game? I mean, it was tough being down 16. Was there any point where you thought that you really thought that you'd taken control back again, or any certain play?
I felt that way at halftime once Nate really gave us some heat. We're confident. We're confident in us, and we've been battling all season long, so you can't give up a basketball game if you're down whatever. And I believed at halftime, and that's what we did.
Nate said we should ask you guys how much heat you got at halftime.
Oh, he did.
Was that a huge heat compared to other games?
It was appropriate.
It was
appropriate for what we did that first time.
Yeah.
AT, will you tell us what you said to Fee near the end when there was a?
It's nothing important.
I figured you wouldn't tell us, but I wanted to ask anyway. What was said during the blood timeout? Because that kind of seemed to be a turning point in the game when there was that long pause to deal with the ball and getting the blood off of you and all that.
I don't remember. Sorry.
Nah, honestly.
I think, like, to your guys' point about momentum swings and changes, Kat was huge for us. Kat came in and gave us incredible minutes. She hit huge shots. And I feel like that really, like, we all lifted. We lifted defensively. We got stops. I think at one point we cut it with her on the floor. We cut it to about 6 or 8. And that to me was the moment where it was like, all right, like this, like we're on here, we've got this. So I think Kat was the huge part of that.
Sammy, it was said on broadcast that you put up at least 15,000 practice shots in your practice facility this year.
It's 20,000.
Ooh.
It's incredible.
Does a shot like that feel like a payoff for all the unseen hours of hard work that you put in?
Yeah, I was joking. Like, 20,000 for one shot, like it's for these moments. Obviously, I would love to shoot a better percentage. I'd love to make, all my shots, all of that, but I feel like it shows up in moments like that, in those big moments. And so, yeah, I'm super proud of that. But again, I'm super proud of my team. Like, Saw didn't have to make that extra pass. She did. AT gets that huge O board after I just airballed a 3, and they still trust me to make that shot. But it's why I do that. It's why I'm in the gym doing that shooting. I might not shoot or make a huge impact in games, but if I get that one shot, I can knock it down. I've done my job.
It kind of led into what my question was going to be, which is, Sammy, what did you see? Nate said you kind of saved his butt on that last play with that last shot and everything, but all 3 of you guys were involved. What was the POV for all of you in just that last chaotic play?
Well, we thought something else was going to happen, so credit Saw. She recognized they weren't doing what we anticipated they were going to do, and we had kind of a backup action that we wanted to run if they didn't. So we ran into that. And I probably took a shot a little bit too fast, but like I said, we were prepared for a shot, so we crashed, we rebounded, and then it was like, Kyle kicked to Saw kicked to me, a hard closeout shot, and I think, we, like I said, we all trust each other to knock those down and take those shots.
Alyssa, Nate said that you were the most competitive person that he has been around and worked with, dating back to days that he'd be in his dad's high school gym. It's kind of a silly question, but where does that competitive fire come from? And especially now, 12 years into your career, you're still out there, John on the court, you have that little smile, that grin on your face. Where does all of that come from still?
Yeah, I mean, it started with my parents as a kid. Any win that we had, whether it was trouble, Candyland, we had to earn our win. So for me, when I would get a win against them, it was exciting. But this is what it's all about. I mean, we play the whole season for playoffs and moments like this. It's definitely a moment that we'll never forget. And for me, I want to win. I've been chasing the championship for a long time, and I think this is our time.
Sammy, going back to your point on Kat, what sort of things have you seen her do behind the scenes to really improve from game 1 against New York to now?
Yeah, I mean, she is someone that is, in the gym doing the extra stuff as well. She watches film. She's fantastic at, I think, seeking feedback and really implementing it as well. But she's just someone that's really locked in and ready to go. She understands, I think, the importance of her minutes and her role, even though it might be a little bit smaller than it was early in the season. I think she really values the impact that she can bring, and obviously we value that. So I think she's just done a great job, I think, as the season has gone on, and adapting to whatever that role looks like and being really impactful.
Sydney on Zoom.
Hi everyone. Nate mentioned earlier that this is your 4th game in 7 nights. Can you please share your thoughts on the WNBA formatting for the playoffs and how you prepare mentally and physically for this best of 5 semifinal and a potential best of 7 WNBA final?
Yeah, look, it's tough. It's not ideal, but it is the playoffs, as you said. We're not going to make any excuses. We're prepared for it. I think it's something that should be looked at moving forward, absolutely. But we're not here to make excuses. We're here to win.
Steven?
Hey y'all, for Alyssa and Sammy, I talked with y'all earlier this season about just the kind of kinship you all have shared on the floor, and y'all spoke to having wanted to play together for a long time. Is this kind of what y'all envision? Not necessarily the comeback, but just the big time plays at meaningful moments of games on the playoff stage?
Yeah, definitely for me. I feel like most people think Sammy's just a shooter, but if you haven't watched her game over the years, whether it's W overseas, she impacts the game in so many ways. She communicates to us out there. Her IQ is beyond levels of other players. So for me, it's just fun, being able to say one thing and her knowing what I'm thinking. So yeah, we just have a great chemistry out there, and a lot of times she's just seeing what I'm seeing.
Aya, last question.
Hey guys, congrats on the win. I would like to ask about Monique Makani's confidence that she's been building through the playoffs. When she made some of these points in the third quarter, how much confidence do you have in her?
Yeah, I mean, we have confidence in her no matter what. We want her to shoot those shots. We're constantly in her ear telling her to be aggressive. We're a better team when she is. But, beyond the shot making, she's a fantastic defender for us. And I think her growth throughout the course of this year has been incredible as well. But yeah, I mean, for sure, I was so proud of her for taking those shots because they were huge shots for us and we needed her to be aggressive.
Thanks, guys.
Hey coach, how were you guys able to make the comeback that you did there in the second half?
I think just pride and toughness, grit. I couldn't be more proud of our group for doing that. I believe this is our 4th game in 7 nights, and so I was a little worried going into the game, but boy, they really responded in the second half. I mean, we just kept fighting.
In game 1 there, Cheryl Reeve was talking about the adjustments that she made at halftime, and it was kind of a collaborative effort there in the locker room for them. Halftime for you guys, what did that locker room look like? How did it what was the sentiment there?
You'll have to ask the players that.
Yeah, Coach, can you talk about 2 things? First of all, Satu's performance overall, and also shooting better from the three-point line tonight.
Yeah, I mean, we have not shot it very well here lately. Obviously, we believe in our shooters. That's why we take them. When Saab makes threes, we're pretty good. And she was really good tonight. She was aggressive. Sammy was aggressive. And yeah, I mean, they got a decision to make, right? They're either going to take away the paint or take away threes, and it's really hard to do both. And we had a lot of threes tonight, and we knocked them down.
That last shot by Sammy, first one I could think gets blocked, then she gets it again. I mean, what initially was the play that you wanted to see? What is going through your head as you're watching all of that play out?
Yeah, so I believe there was like 22 seconds to go. They had a foul to give. I drew up 2 plays. I messed that up. I wanted to get it in because I thought they were going to foul and then run the second one. But we ended up running the second one, but we didn't run it right, and we just figured it out. And these are experiences that our group has to go through. You look at a lot of the other teams that are playing together. They've been through these playoff battles together. That one was completely on me. Sammy saved my ass. And that's what great players, great shooters do.
And I've asked about Alyssa a lot, but I mean, 13 and 19, just you're talking about having that experience. She has so much experience. Just what killer instincts and mindset does she bring to this group?
She's the ultimate competitor. I don't know if I've ever been around anyone quite like her in my whole. And I grew up in a gym. My dad was a high school coach, right? I've been around a lot of players, and I've never seen anyone that wants to win as bad as she does. I'm just absolutely blown away by her toughness and grit, and yeah, I'm just blessed to coach her every day.
So, looking at the difference in bench points, it's 25-3. So, what has your bench brought all season that you're seeing today?
Well, one person I want to talk about that hasn't played as much as Kat Westbeld. She had a hell of a start to the season. Mac was out, and she played extremely well. And she kind of went through a little bit of a sickness during All-Star break, and then we had a DB, so her minutes have gone down. But Kat just makes big plays for us whenever we need it. I've just really been impressed with her professionalism and just her willingness to fight and compete. And then DB and Sammy are just two vets, right? They just know how to play. We got a group that really cares about each other, and it's not about you on that night. It's about us.
Nate, 46 seconds. You guys are down 3. How important was that defensive effort on the inbounds there to force the 5 seconds to kind of give you an opportunity there?
Yeah, I mean, I had forgot about it, but that was huge. We've hung our hat at the defensive end all year, and we competed on that play, and that was a big time play for us.
Hi, going back to Kat Westfeld, how much of an impact did she have in that third quarter, just going for the steals and converting them?
Yeah, it was huge. She just, when her and Mac are so different. Mac, you could see the offensive rebounding, the impact she has there. Kat has her impact with her shooting and its spacing, and yeah, I mean, she doesn't get credit for the defensive player that she is, but she really competes at that end. She's strong. She uses her hands very well, and she made some big plays for us.
Great win tonight, Coach.
Thank you.
What does tonight's win say about this group?
I just think it says that we're very resilient. We're a tough group. It would have been very easy for us to give in tonight. I mean, a lot of teams would have. I'm just extremely proud of how we stepped up and battled. And yeah, I mean, I'm fired up. Phoenix is going to be rocking on Friday and Sunday. Give them a little bit of life. It wouldn't have been as fun going back down 0-2. But this series, it's a 5-game series. This is a battle-tested team. We haven't done anything yet. We needed to get one here for sure. And this, we did our job tonight.
Congrats on the win, Coach.
Thank you.
It seemed like after halftime, just the ball pressure, especially on court and tee, ramped up. Was that kind of a concerted effort, or was that just players wanting to play a little bit harder?
I think we just played harder, to be honest. I mean, that's how we guarded in the first round. We've talked about it. I think we are gassed. I mean, we're fatigued. We look like it mentally, physically, but we battled through it. In game 1, we kind of, just kind of took a step back, and Minnesota came at us, and we weren't ready for it. But we stepped to the challenge tonight. Really, really proud of our group.
We'll go to Zoom. Steven?
Hey, Nate, it felt like in the second half, you all switched up the pick and roll coverage a little bit with Courtney Williams and switched a little bit more, added a little more pressure to that. How did you see the group kind of respond to that adjustment, and how did you feel that was one of the turning points of the game for you all?
Yeah, I mean, that was something that we decided to do when we went small. We've kind of been waiting to see when the time was to do it. The players spoke up and used their voice, and we did a really good job of recognizing it. We saw the roles, and then we helped each other behind it.
Dylan?
Hey, Coach, congrats on the win. I feel like we've been talking all playoffs about your team's lack of experience as a group, going into the playoffs. Do you think the experience you guys had last series against the Liberty in overtime was something that you were able to tap into and kind of get to that extra level in this overtime?
Yeah, I mean, it was great. Our players during the timeout were talking about that experience, and we just talked about it now. Like, we need to go through some games where we don't play as well as we need to in certain stretches and still believe we can get it done. And that overtime in the first game, did help us for this situation, and we responded. We responded.
Last question, Ben.
Yeah, can you just clarify, Nate, what exactly did you guys mess up that led to the Sammy Whitcomb three, and how did they cover your butt?
I'm not going to share that, but because we're going to have some end of game stuff. Yeah, I think it just, again, us going through this for the first time together. I was anticipating them to foul. They did not, and we had to figure it out on our own, and that's what great players do.
Thanks, Nate.
Thank you. The hope is when you get in the playoffs, you level up. I think we've done that. I just love our competitive spirit. They really kind of kicked our butt on the glass in game one and in the first quarter. I think they had 9 second chance points. After that, we did a lot better job. So, yeah, I mean, give our group credit. They've really bought in to the game plan, and we're just continuing to fight.
Coach, congrats on the win. The 20-2 edge on fast break points. Just kind of take me through how, we talked about pregame, game one was so much a slog. What was it that allowed you guys to kind of get out of the mud and get in transition the way you have all season?
Yeah, I mean, when we rebound and guard, we can go. That's when AT is at her best. That's kind of hard to say because she does so many things well, but when she's leading the break and we've got shooters around her, it puts a lot of pressure on the other team, and we got a lot of stops tonight. When you have a lead like that, you got to keep playing, you got to keep pushing. I thought we did that.
Going into the second quarter, the start of that, Satu inverted action and 5 shooters around, was that, knowing that you were going to come out that way, was that a decision you made during the first quarter, going into the break, or did you have that premeditated before the game, that's maybe a script you'd like to follow?
Well, we've done a lot of that with AT, and when AT was out, we had some success in the first quarter with it. So we wanted to look at it, and early in the second, kind of got Satu going a little bit, which is great. I thought she had some really good looks tonight, just like the other night, and a couple went in and out. But yeah, that's been a really good look for us all year, and that's something that we'll stay with.
Coach, your ball pressure and your defense has been obviously one of the best in the league this season, and then half the deflections and the steals from Sammy and Satu, from everybody, but particularly Sammy and Satu defensively. Talk about how incredible they were.
Yeah, I thought we kind of, Mo got off to a little bit of a slow start defensively on Sabrina. Sabrina kind of got going, went to Sammy early, probably earlier than we usually do, but that's why you go and get veterans, right? Sammy, DB. But yeah, I mean, I was really proud of the job that Kalia did on Cloud, Sammy did on Sabrina, Satu's link. We just battled all night, and that's what we're going to need in game 3.
Coach, I know you're 14-0 this season and 5 players scoring double figures. Is that part of the game plan to kind of get everyone going?
That's a hell of a stat. I like that. No, I mean, I think you just always want balance. You typically teams with good teams, good players, you have balance. And tonight, to get it across the board like we did was very important.
Hey Nate, Andy Constable, Front Office Sports. What's the turnaround like when you're going, you one day between games, and then, not to get too far ahead, but a potential semifinal series right after that? Like, as a coach, how do you prepare while staying present, but these short turnarounds?
Question. I think a lot of our players probably were ready to play yesterday after game 1. Obviously, the rest was beneficial probably for everyone. Yeah, we're not worried about the next round. We're worried about game 3. Everything that we have to go through, New York's got to do the same. So I don't think a team has an advantage. Both teams have won on the other person's or team's floor. So we got to be ready to compete. it was a hell of an atmosphere here tonight, and we're going to need the same kind of atmosphere from the X Factor in Phoenix.
Hi, Coach. Congrats on the win. Two-part question here. What was your message to the team after the end of the first quarter? How do you think they responded? And did you get the desired pressure you wanted to see on Brianna Stewart in the early going to help define, kind of the defensive aspect of this game a little bit?
Yeah, I mean, I think AT, she's guarded Stewie for a number of years. They're both great players. They're super competitive. So I think she did a good job of bringing physicality there. I don't know if there was any certain kind of message at the end of the first. I thought it was a good game going both ways. Both teams were scoring. I was hoping we would, take a step defensively, and we did that at a high level.
Coach, we really saw this game turn in the second quarter, outscoring Liberty 26-12. What made the difference from your viewpoint, and what do you want to take from that into Game 3?
Yeah, just our defensive intensity. We did another good job today of just competing at a high level. The second quarter, we didn't give them no second chance points, which hurt us in the first. They got 25 free throws, which is too many. But yeah, I just loved our focus, our determination. I'm super proud of our coaches, the way they've prepared our players for New York's plays, their tendencies, and how our team has bought into that.
Hey, Coach Nate. Whitney Wallace with the 9450. It seems like AT is a master at exploiting mismatches, whether that's finding Ka on the back door, Natasha Mack on the short corner, or DB on the wing slip. Is that something you guys work on intentionally, or is that just AT making a play?
That's a beautiful mind, is what that is. I think she's just a savant when it comes to knowing the game. She's one of the stars that probably gets overlooked because she's not a big-time scorer. But what she does as a leader and toughness at the defensive end, and then offensively, the plays that she can see, she sees things that others don't. And I've just really enjoyed coaching her.
Nate, what is such a dominating victory on both ends of the floor in a really hostile environment do for your confidence heading into Game 3?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think you can get too high. Obviously, I'm probably more proud of how we responded after a tough loss in Game 1. I didn't think that there was any heads down or where we felt sorry for ourselves. I believe we thought we had a chance. We played a good game, and it didn't go our way. And I was, proud in the way we approached these last 2 days coming into tonight. And yeah, I mean, they're going to be better. They're going to be better. There's no hiding it. They're the defending champs. We're going to see their best in Game 3. We got to be ready.
Last question.
Hey, Coach. I wanted to know, you mentioned both teams winning on each other's courts. Becky Hammond mentioned the other day that she didn't love the 1-1-1 format, and she brought you guys up as an example of how much pressure that could put on a team after come here. What are your thoughts on the new format? Do you like it?
I love it.
You love it?
I love it.
What do you like about it?
I think every team should get a home court game. I mean, obviously, it was our opportunity. We were the higher seed. We should have protected home. We didn't. So we got to come here and earn it, right? Yeah, I think 2-2-1, 1-1-1. I think everybody should get a chance to get a home game. Last year was my first year in this league, and for us not to get a home game in the playoffs, I think is wrong. I think the league did the right thing. I know it's new to the league. Not saying it's right. I think it's the right move. So I'll give the league credit on that.
Thanks, Nate.
Yep. Thank you.
For Tess and Johan, what has the process of getting up to speed been like for them?
Yeah, I mean, they all were a little bit different. Johan got here and was able to participate a little bit. I don't remember exactly how many practices, he was able to participate in, but certainly a good number, for him to get out there on the court with the guys and with the coaches and obviously in the weight room, with Coach Curtis. Martin, was suffering through the injury and all that, so he really wasn't himself, and we kind of had to hold him out, for most of the summer, and so he wasn't able to get that many practices in. Tess didn't get any, and so it's been really good.